What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Mr. Nolands. Alright, guys. Today we are going to be writing equations from tables. So in this lesson, we will look at sequences in tables and make predictions based on patterns. So if we look at this table, my input are my x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going by ones, aren't they? Now look at your output, your y's. 2, 3, 4. Again, it looks like it's going by ones, right? So can you predict what's going to go in this box if you follow the pattern? 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Yay, we got it. Now, you're going to figure out today if our graph is either additive or multiplicative. If it is additive, it means to go from your x to your y, or your equation will be adding or subtracting. So additive. I'm just going to put this down here. Additive means your equation is either adding or subtracting. Well, what does multiplicative mean? Multiplicative means your equation is either multiplying or dividing. Now, really fast, guys, I know it talks about additive and multiplicative right here, but I just use my own words. I summed it up, make it easier. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at our first example. We have to figure out, to go from my x to my y, what did I do? To go from 1 to 2, well, assuming they're going to say it's plus 1. So if it's plus 1 here, it has to be a plus 1 all the way down. If it's not the same scale factor going all the way down, then the plus 1 will not work. How about to go from 2 to 3? Plus 1. Okay, so it still works. To get from 3 to 4, you take your x value and you add 1 to it to get your y value. Is that true? Is your x value plus 1 giving you your y value? Well, yes it is. So far, so good. Now notice how I'm going all the way down on my table. I want to make sure I have the same scale factor going all the way down. So in this case, is my scale factor the same going all the way down? Well, yes it is. So your equation is you are taking your x value, your unknown x value, and you are adding 1 to it. And your result is the y value. Check it out. The x value is 1. 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 gives me my y value of 2. That works. 2 plus 1, does that give you 3? Yes, it does. 3 plus 1, does that give you 4? Yes, it does. 4 plus 1, does that give you 5? Yes. 5 plus 1, does that give you 6? Yes, it does. So this equation works. Now it says use this equation to determine the 11th term in the sequence. The 11th term means your x value is 11. Add your scale factor. 11 plus 1 is 12. So the answer here would be 12. Wow. Not that bad. Now, is this equation additive or multiplicative? Well, since I'm adding in here, it is additive. Not too bad, right? Alright, look at this table on the second example. See if we can fill in the missing boxes. 4, 8, 12, 16, and then 20. Alright, let's see if we can find what our scale factor is. To go from 1 to 4, some of y'all are going to say plus 3. Use the same scale factor. 2 plus 3. Well, 2 plus 3 is 6. I'm looking for 8. So does the plus 3 work here? No, it does not. So I can't be adding. So I'm going to start over. How else can I go from 1 to 4? Well, can't you multiply by 4? 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, so let's see if the scale factor of times 4 works all the way down. 2 times 4. Well, that gives me 8. That works. What about 3 times 4? Yeah, that gives me 12, so it's working. 4 times 4. Well, yeah, that's 16. That's working. 5 times 4. That gives me 20. So your equation is you're taking your x value and you are multiplying it by 4. So I'm going to take the 4, which is my scale factor, and I'm multiplying it by my input, which is my x value. Another way you could write this is your x value times 4 equals y. These represent the same exact thing. You're just showing you're multiplying. Now it says use this equation to determine the 11th term. So if your x is 11 and you multiply it by your scale factor of times 4, what is 11 times 4? Well, that's 44. So the 11th term of the sequence would be 44. Alright, now look at your equation. Since we are multiplying, is that additive or multiplicative? Well, that is multiplicative. Okay. Now let's try a couple on the back. So let's flip this over to the back side. Okay. I'm going to do, I don't know, A and B, and let y'all try some on your own. So let's do this. Finish filling in the table. 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Well, let's see. To go from 1 to 0. From 1 to 0. So we're going from big to small, right? So it's either we're multiplying or we're dividing. Or, sorry, take that back. To go from big to small, it's either you are dividing or you are subtracting now. I'm going to start with subtraction to see if that works. So I can take my x value, and to go from 1 to 0, let's see, we can just subtract that from 1, right? 1 minus 1 is 0, so that works so far. Take your x value of 2. Subtract it from 1, which is your scale factor. Is 2 minus 1, 1? Well, yes, that works. 3 minus 1, does that give you 2? Yes, it does. 4 minus 1, does that give you 3? Yes. And 5 minus 1, does that give you 4? Yes, it does. So your equation is you're taking your x value, your unknown input, and you are subtracting 1 from it, and that gives you your output, which is your y. Now, since you are subtracting, is that additive or multiplicative? Well, that is additive. Alright, let's try B. Follow the pattern. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Some of y'all might be able to see what the scale factor is right away. If you can't, start with the addition first. So to go from 1 to 5, some of you are going to say, well, that's plus 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. That works so far. Use the same scale factor. Is 2 plus 4 equal to 10? Well, no, it's not. That's only equal to 8. So plus 4 does not work. So, since, again, we're going from small to big, we're now going to try multiplying. To get from 1 to 5, can't you just multiply by 5? 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. So since your scale factor is multiplying by 5, is that additive or multiplicative? Well, that's additive. Write an equation. Well, you're taking your x value and you are multiplying it by 5. Another way you could write it is 5x is equal to y. Remember, when the coefficient or the number is attached to your variable or the letter, see how they are attached back to back like this? It means they are multiplying. So both of these represent the same exact equation. You will see it both ways on the test. Alright guys, there's 4 examples for you to try. C, D, E, and F. When you are done, I want your teacher to check your answers to make sure they are good. Guys, next week's test is what you learned yesterday, which is the input-output tables. You're also going to have to write equations from tables like you just did here. And the other piece is going to be writing equations from graphs, which is what the next video is going to be on. Alright guys, I hope this video helps. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Noland is out. Bye.